So much to do, so little time. We're back with more Rimworld 40k. And as you can see, all of our Space Marines who were downed in the last battle have made it to the Apothecarium. So we can go ahead and get rid of this. Obviously that has been dealt with. But as you can see, just about everybody who took part in that battle is fairly wounded. A few people made it to the Apothecarium of their own volition, so they didn't need to be carried, like Thule, for example. However, some of our other Marines, such as Aramis here, Cyrus, and others, were very, very beat up and needed to be carried. So Aramis is, I mean, nobody was really, really badly injured. Granted, there are a ton of wounds here, but given their enhanced superhuman physique, nobody was in any like immediate concern of death. We had a few who would have died in, you know, maybe a day's time if we had left them unattended, but obviously that gave us plenty of time to bring everybody back and get them patched up. So we, I think, have largely finished that. Demetrius is taking care of the last few. In the meantime, I have Camisa grabbing some Necrons and turning them into parts, because we can get plasteel from them as well as components. So we absolutely want to do that. Now, the timing of that raid comes a little bit inopportune, in that we did have some quests pending that leave us with very little time now to complete, and we obviously need to give our people some time to rest. So one of those quests was the Cadians' call for help. It was a large battle taking place to the south here in the edge of the mountains. We don't know what is there, but we know that the Cadians are going to be fighting something, and we needed to bring a moderately sizable force. So it's going to be difficult to manage that now that we have only about a week to get there, and again, everybody injured. There was also this item stash we have 8 days to take care of. We don't know what's there, so I would have liked to send maybe a scout party of at least 2 or 3, but it's going to be tough to find enough people to complete this, let alone both. So we'll see what happens. We do have a bit of time for them to recover, so if we're lucky, everybody's perfectly healthy by then, and we have, you know, everybody to choose from, but I don't know how fortunate we'll be in that case. Anywho, it looks like we are going to need, well, it says 5.4 days, but we've come to learn that that is going to be highly overestimated. So we can figure maybe about 2 or 3 days, meaning we have probably 4 or 5 in order to rest up, which is probably the entirety of this episode, actually. I think we cover about 3 days an episode generally, so that actually does give us, you know, maybe at least one more episode to prepare. We'll certainly see. Let's get things rolling, and I'll catch you up on what's been happening otherwise. So, of course, you know, people are resting and being treated. Additionally, we're working on the mess hall over here, so it has been mined out. We're currently getting the walls situated if they're not, you know, already in place. And at some point I'll get these furnishings going. I'm not too concerned about that right now. I want to have the room built first, then we can worry about what goes in it. But we'll probably have these 4 large tables with chairs arrayed around them. Right now I'm skipping like every other tile, just to give our people some breathing room while they eat. And, you know, frankly, this probably isn't enough chairs to accommodate everybody who's currently in the base. However, I don't think that will be a problem, because not everybody's going to be eating all at once. I would certainly hope not anyways. And if at any point we do need to expand, then we'll just put chairs in the other slots like so. So who has an infection? Gordian. The apothecary himself. Did you get treated? You did. You have 2 infections in your leg and your hand. Immunity is far outpacing infection in that particular instance. And then here, Infection is at 5% and your immunity is at 42. So I have very little to worry about there. Still wanted to check it out just to be certain. Now, as people start getting back up, I should probably send them to go recover their stuff. A lot of people's things are just scattered about the ground here, and I've forbid them so that nobody wanders up and grabs them to, you know, decommission, so to speak. So, Gordian, I think this is yours. It honestly doesn't matter so long as you end up with the same configuration of gear. That's a normal quality one. I highly doubt that there's a better one lying around somewhere. There's a lot of stuff over here. Frankly, I don't remember where he fell. Something tells me it was over here. I do see a bolt pistol. I do not see a chainsword, though. And I remember Antaeus fighting over here, too. So, frankly, it could have been either of them. Though Antaeus had a power axe or something. Yeah. Do you still have that on you? You have both of your weapons. Great. Right, because he actually walked back. He didn't get carried back. So you are missing your equipment, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that this is yours. So equip that, and then that is your offhand. It's going to be a bit tedious because I have to go back and make sure everybody gets their equipment again. But I figured this was probably better than just leaving them on the ground and letting the ensuing free-for-all for weapons take place. A lot of the people who aren't so well equipped like to conduct a little bit of battlefield salvage, even if the owners of those weapons aren't, you know, deceased. So it can be a little bit annoying in that regard. Actually, I've just been reminded of something as I panned across there. Endymion had, I believe, a pre-existing injury. Oh, Pistol of Ball apparently shot him in the catalepsy nodes in the brain, so he got brained by Thule. It's the downside of using a named legendary weapon, is everybody knows when they get hit by it. So he had this permanent crack, and that was actually not from this battle. That was from his drop pod crash. So while he's kind of out of commission, I am going to ask that his spine be repaired. So we'll queue that up. That is 80 plasteel, which is unfortunate. But we have over 500 at this point, and the Necrons will be giving us more. We also have 150, 175, plus another 33 here. So there's potentially another 200 and change that isn't being accounted for there. So I think we have plenty. Tarkus, I'm going to ask that you are able to walk, right? I presume that you're able to walk. Yeah, better than any normal human. I need you to get up, if you don't mind. Endymion, I'm going to ask that you rest until healed over there. And then Tarkus, you can rest until healed over here. I just want to make sure the operation happens in that bed. Looks like Gordian's a little bit busy taking apart a Wraith. Is somebody else going to do this? You're going to go tend to yourself. Is that because of your infection? You know, could you maybe do this one first? Fingers crossed that this goes swimmingly. And as far as I can tell, it went fine. I saw that Gordian's medicine went up to 20. And you didn't die or anything like that. So, perfect. His spine is completely repaired. It was a pretty moderate injury, but it was permanent. And obviously the spine affects a lot of different things. So, it's something that we wanted to deal with eventually. And since he was already out for a little bit, I figured why not. On the note of medical procedures, Caminata is maybe not the most promising recruit, and with his current state of being in a catatonic breakdown, I am considering making him our next gene seed donor. Now, it's a bit difficult because he is a colonist, so we could potentially take a rather large mood debuff by doing this. There is like a euthanize option here. Where was that? Euthanize by cut for 1 medicine. I don't know what sort of repercussions that would have, but I'm honestly willing to chance it here because not having any human meat is really bogging down our ability to improve our recruits. Demetrios has been kind of stuck in limbo here for a while because we just need gene seed components 6 and 7. We actually have everything else already ready to go, but because of those 2 failed attempts at installing them, we are out of those organs. So one thing I want to make sure we do first is remove that death acidifier. I don't remember if that will destroy the body as well as the gear. The gear I could honestly care less about, though it's a regular shield belt, so I'm not that concerned. Yeah, so don't really care about the gear. I do, however, care about the human meat and organs, so I need to maybe remove that. Let's see, harvest, remove death acidifier. Yeah, let's do that first. And Endymion, since you are... He can't walk. Okay. Let's make that not medical. Let's make that... you know what? Fine. Whatever. I was going to try to swap them, but probably easier to just leave them for now. So, Gordian, what are you doing? You going to tend to yourself? I suppose that's okay. Alright, now what is he doing? He's going to go rest. You know what, man? Do you think you could maybe do this first? Actually, where the hell is Demetrios? This is ultimately for your benefit, so I'm going to let you do it. You could use the practice. You are going to be an apothecary eventually, so I don't see any reason not to let you try. This is pretty low stakes stuff. If the guy dies, he dies. We're kind of trying to kill him anyways. I just don't know if the acidifier is going to be a problem or not. Okay, so that was removed successfully. Did that help you out at all? You didn't level up, but I'm sure you're getting there. And then finally, let's go on over to our old friend Euthanasia. And we'll have to... This will also be our test bed for whether or not... euthanizing by cut has significant repercussions on the colony. It'll be potentially a little bit difficult to say. Right? Because, well, most of the Marines anyways should be relatively... colonies euthanized. -3? I feel like for euthanizing a fellow member of the colony, that's pretty inconsequential, so that's great. Now, the Marines, I think, are a little bit more tolerant to that sort of thing. How about you guys? No? Okay. A little extra hit because he was your friend, but, you know, let's make some more useful friends. How about that? And I don't remember who's in charge of the old butchery. I think it was Cyrus. Cyrus is currently resting. Maybe if I ask him to prioritize it, he'll go grab that body. Perfect. Gordian still needs treatment. Cyrus is on an insulting spree. That's unfortunate. Nicholas is down. Thule, how about you help me out here? Calm him down. Perfect. All right, Cyrus. Whoa. You were successfully calmed. You're not calm, though. So another thing we can do is, Thule, if you get over here, just arrest him. There's not a bed. Oh, right. I forgot we had to move these. Give me another one. Yeah, we'll get 2 extras just in case. Duel. Go arrest Cyrus. Okay, I guess I have to draft you first. Oh, no, he's working. Never mind. It just took a while to register. So if we arrest him and then drop him before he gets taken to the prison, he'll also get broken out of it. And since a lot of our people have like a 100% chance to arrest, it's a pretty reliable way to go about it. Do you think you could maybe, just maybe, haul that human meat to a freezer? What the hell's that? Oh, right. Gene seed drops. That's from a completely separate mod. That's not from my mod. Alright, so it looks like they've finished our wall. Or at least a good bit of it. We don't need to forbid that anymore. So the next step will be our 2 nutrient paste dispensers. I also built a little airlock in here. You just kind of having a hard time seeing it because of these chunks. But there's a door, a little space, and another door. So hopefully we can keep it, you know, cold in here without too much trouble. Eventually I might consider mirroring this over to the bottom just so it's... you know what? On second thought, I'm not going to do that because I forgot this is going to be sort of like a chambered battle station type area. So only the top one there. And honestly, that's probably for the best. There should be less coming and going. And actually, now that Cyrus is up, I'm going to ask him to go grab his sniper rifle. And I believe the... I don't know why it won't let me equip that as a sidearm. Wait, whoa. Why do you have these? Okay. There you go. That is your sidearm. Do me a favor and haul this on back. Nicholas, what are you doing? Do not do that, please. Instead, come equip that and equip this as your offhand. I don't know why that thing is so damaged. Probably got shot up a bit while it was on the ground there. But you should be able to haul this now. Okay. Still a lot of Necrons over here. Oh, that one's twitching. It's concerning. Dimian is fully healed. Great. Great news. Hopefully everybody else is pretty close behind. Ariston, how are you doing? Oh, you got so many injuries, man. Somebody almost blew out your oculobe. Oh, look! Pistol of Ball. What do you know? Apparently Thul's just braining everybody, whether they were friend or foe. Heracus is making a catalepsy node. That's good. I, again, prefer Gordian do that. And in the future, I should probably state as much in the bill, but that's fine for now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is 6 and 7, just making sure. Cool, cool. I really need these Necron things to be dismantled, if nobody would mind. Sachiko's gonna hide in their room. I don't really care, if I'm being honest. So, one of our unaugmented human prisoners decided it was wise to try to stage a jailbreak. So, Endymion, since you're healthy and back on your feet, I'm going to ask you to take care of it. Go arrest them, please. Where are they going? Where is it? I don't think you can get out that way. Okay, now it's a big prison break. No, just the one. Oh, but he went to go encourage the rest of them. These prisoners are involved. Okay, so it's going to be more than one person now. Who else can I rope into this? Who else is around? Thul, you've been on kind of prisoner watch duty. I think the 2 of you should have no trouble kind of corralling them. I guess Nicholas, you can get over here too. Alright, Endymion, it's going to be your job to go get in here. No, 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 please, God, stop shooting them. God. Okay. Well, black is short a kidney now. Let's go fists only. Probably still gonna like punch somebody to death, but duel, bro. What is that hat? We're gonna have to deal with it later. Get in here, please. No, please stop shooting. I thought I told you to use your fists. Okay, you get in here. Do the same. Don't let Now out. He's the instigator. Whoa, come on. And great. Something's broken. Nicholas, go. Alright, so it's just our servitor now. Please, for the love of God, stop shooting. Can you help out there? Stop shooting. You know what, you're done. Just go. Just leave. Alright, as you were. Okay. Endymion. Duel. Get back to business. Please get rid of that stupid hat. And for whatever reason, his bolt pistol is equipped as his only weapon now. So I think switching around in here breaks dual wield, which is unfortunate. But we can fix that. Now, did you steal that knife? Okay, drop the power sword. Equip the power sword. And re-equip that as your offhand. Perfect. Demetrios, do you think you could maybe get down here and save some lives? Let's see, is anybody like badly hurt? Okay, you're just bruised, and frankly, you kind of deserve that. You got shot in some gene seed parts that you don't have. Otherwise, just pummeled severely. That's good. And she is on the verge of dying. Okay. That's very unfortunate. Demetrios, I need you to really, really rush over here and do something about that. Oh, I forgot to check Black, who's just laying here. Black is going to die. Can't really help that. Okay, well, that is unfortunate, to be sure, but that also means we'll have some more gene seed material, so easy come, easy go, right? Gordian, ignore him. He deserves those bruises. So, it looks like we probably could have saved Black if I had prioritized tending to him first. Because Demetrios was able to pretty easily tend to all of Giordano's injuries. Come on, he's going to die. Don't waste the medicine. Alright. Died of blood loss. Why are you guys using medicine on our prisoners? Like, they don't need high quality stuff. And Cyrus, I'd appreciate it if you rested in a different bed than that. Okay. So did we get the... we got the Preomnor, I guess, but not the Catalepsy node. I don't know why Heracus didn't finish that. Bro, where are you? Get over here. You're gonna start it, you gotta finish it. So I'm a little frustrated with Now. I don't know why it didn't occur to me immediately, but Now is actually a colonist, or was. So it's a little bit frustrating that he would do something like that, but I suppose it can't be helped now that it's been done. Okay, the Catalepsy node's been finished, so I would like to get Demetrios queued up like immediately. And we'll do 6 and 7 in quick succession here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 6. There is 7. Make sure we're using good medicine. And then I'm going to ask that you rest here. And then I will have Gordian take care of it immediately. And Gordian, I know you're injured. You're in quite a lot of pain. Your manipulation is at 95, but your medicine is at 20. So I think that'll offset. I was hoping his manipulation would be higher than 100 because of all the Space Marine whatnot, but it's like not quite. Also, our power reserves are getting a little bit low, like concerningly. So it's probably worth taking another solar panel and plopping it down right here. And you know what? Let's just preemptively put down 3 more. So I'm going to ask Cyrus to go ahead and butcher black. The nice thing about having 2 people die at the current moment is that that gives us enough. Something's happening. The game just shat itself. That gives us enough. Let's see. I'm just going to do this. Hopefully that'll get them around to doing it. Okay. Let me, shoot. Nowhere for the fat? I think it was supposed to be stored in here. Make that a little bit bigger. We now have enough human meat to make not only the 2 components that Demetrios needed, but also we can start on the next set for whoever we decide is going to be the next initiate. So let's actually look at that. It looks like that was successful. So 6 is in. He did not do 7 yet. Marcos is a good candidate as a tactical marine, potentially. Tactical marine sergeant, maybe. Laros is also a decent candidate for kind of a similar role. And then there was Now, who is a potential librarian, and Bubba, who is good at a lot of things. Probably going to go either tech marine or tech priest with Bubba. All right, it's time to do the riskiest thing that we'll do all episode, and that is place some floors. Let's go ahead and do that little area for now. Hopefully that's a small enough area that we don't run into problems. I thought I just canceled that. Don't tell me this already bugged out. Okay, so Demetrios got both of his implants and is doing just fine. He's up and about again. So after he eats and tends to a few of his friends here, I think I'm going to queue him up for another couple of components. Just going to get him moving along as quickly as possible because, frankly, you know, we need initiates badly. Oh, we got people that are bored, doing nothing. There's plenty to clean. There is plenty to clean, and I know you guys are able to do it. I made sure everybody was capable of cleaning, unless for some reason they just aren't. Like, well, these guys are the guests, so they're not allowed to work. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so now that you are running around doing that, let's just have a few more surgeries. So we'll do 8 and 9. And that'll be enough for right now. I'm going to ask that, again, you get in that bed so that he doesn't try to operate on the floor. We should probably... No, you're not going to do it. Ah, crap. What is going on right now? Clean this room. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure that stuff in the doorway wasn't part of this room. So, Gordian, that's going to be your job. And let's do another mission check-in here. So we have 5.6 days. So it's been about 2 days. It's been about 2 days. But 5.6 until this expires. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 healthy Marines I could send. So we need to wait a little bit longer. I'd also prefer not to send Martellus if I don't have to. So let's take a quick survey of how people are looking. Cyrus has some nasty cuts on his right arm, but otherwise not too bad. His movement is still well above normal human levels, but his manipulation is not great. That's really going to affect his accuracy, so he won't be his usual self if we send him right now. Nicholas has a cut on the torso and some other, I would say, minor injuries. He should be healthy soon. Yeah, as far as his stats are concerned, he's basically functioning normally. So he could go in a pinch. Looks like Antaeus is kind of in a similar boat here, although his neuroglottis was nearly destroyed by Thule, of course. These are relatively minor. As far as his stats are concerned, he's functioning well above normal human levels, so he should be good as well. And Orion is kind of in the same boat, but a little bit more damaged. Apparently he took a heavy bolt around to the chest. I don't know how that happened. His manipulation is a little bit affected still, so it might not be such a good idea to send him. Tarkus. Yeah, I mean, you're ready to go imminently. We already looked at Cyrus. Ariston is still a little bit worse for wear. He'll need a bit more time. And Aramis is still pretty beat up. So, what I'm thinking is... It looked like there were a few Marines. Let's get things moving along while I discuss. There's a few Marines that are going to be ready to go within the next day, probably. So that's a good sign. That means by tomorrow, hopefully we can put together a party to send to the one quest for the Cadians. Then, given a little bit more time, we should have our scouts ready to go deal with this supply cache mission. So, I think things will work out. That's fine. I don't care. Gordian, did you already operate? I see 8. I don't see 9. I think he's doing it right now. Perfect. So something else I wanted to do. Somebody pointed out that we have a comms console and we didn't put it in the command room, which makes a lot of sense. I can't dispute that. So I'm going to destroy these cards that were meant to just be something for them to do while they're in here. And then we're going to deconstruct this long command console. And unfortunately, because of the way the comms console works, I'm going to have to bust down those walls too. But we're going to place it... I'm not going to build a copy. I'm just doing this for convenience. We're probably going to place it right here. And then I'll find some decorative consoles like these that don't actually do anything to kind of fill in that space next to it. At least that kind of makes sense. Hopping on over to the east side of our base, it looks like the floors were installed without any game-breaking bugs. That's great. So let's queue up a few more. We can go maybe that far. Feeling a little bit brave. I'm also saving like every couple of minutes now. Alright, so both of Demetrius's surgeries went well. He's back on his feet. So how many implants do we still have? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 19. So what is that? 3, 7, 8 more implants. So he's like roughly halfway there. Of course, we don't need the black carapace yet, so we're a little bit more than halfway in that case. Bro, what are you doing? Stop using the good stuff. That's my own fault. Immunity is 80. I don't think that's necessary. How about this one? Yeah, that's really not necessary. We are burning through our medicine like crazy. So we currently have almost 100 human meat. We have the stack of 75 plus another 9, so 84, which means that we can make 8 more gene seed components. I'm not going to do it yet, and the reason for that is because I don't want to fall into the same trap I did with Demetrios, where if we fail one surgery and the component gets destroyed, I no longer have the ability to progress with his whatever. So I really don't want to make that same mistake again. That's why I'm going to wait until he has everything installed before I start cranking out another set for Marcos or whoever is going to get it. All right, so there's our comms console installed in the command room. And let's see, what else can I put in here now? VDeco. Shouldn't there be... I thought there was like curbs or something to kind of frame these stairs better. I probably should have used these here. Okay, so there's that. Flower bed. No, none of that. Signs. I don't need signs. Yeah, I thought there was like a curb or something. It like literally is just a little decorative thing so that you can frame some of this stuff better on the ground. Anywho, how are we doing over here? Oh, we're finished. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break from the sandstone tiles, and we're going to do metal grating in that little walkway there. Is there anything else we can queue up? Oh, I wanted to see about props. So I've been using these to kind of put stuff in here just to look like stuff is happening. I thought maybe that one would work moderately well. I might have to like stack them up though, just so they fill that whole space. Let's see, there's also this server rack that's a little bit taller. Sensor platform, probably not. Personal console, that's an interesting shape. It's a little bit too big for a 1x1. Planning table, that's actually kind of cool. It doesn't fit though. It's a 3x3. Nope. Okay, I like the switch panel maybe here. And then the server rack in front of it, potentially. Something like that. And again, those won't do anything. They cost just a little bit of steel and they're entirely decorative. But at least that space is filled in now. And now people will have a reason to go in there. There's potentially other stuff we can put in there because I am running this recon mod, which lets us basically scout for incoming raids and things like that. And the sensor drone array could also, well, it's pretty huge actually. So probably not going to go in there. There's also this satellite. Some of this I think is going to go in like a forward recon station out here. Again, we're going to eventually fortify all of this and probably lay down a bunch of concrete, like ground and concrete fortifications, bunkers, things like that. So in one of those bunkers, we can have like a forward, maybe sensor array that contains a lot of that stuff. I don't know what the justification for having a bench that big is. Generally, the way things work is the like sort of the stronger the stuff, the further up the tech tree the bench is, the bigger it is to kind of make up for the fact that you're producing really high level stuff. This one I feel like isn't necessarily that big of a deal, though. So I don't know why it needs to be so goddamn big. So we have another person who's decided to try to get the prisoners to escape. I don't know what their reason for doing that is. There's also only like one prisoner in... Well, two prisoners now in here. I'm going to ask Tarkus to just intercept him. I don't know why they have such a hard time arresting people. I don't know if he's going to do it. Nicholas, can you come out here? He's also going the wrong way if he's trying to... Oh, and Dimian beat us to it. Okay, hang out over here. Tarkus, hang out over here. We're going to corner this guy. He's the canonical traitor after all. We got to watch him. Did that not work? No, it says he's been calmed down. Okay, we won't mess with him then. I thought I clicked that. But yeah, we only have two prisoners in here. I actually had to move Jordana over here because she was dying of hypothermia in there. Let's see. How's she doing now? Cool, cool. Yeah, I need a better place for the prisoners currently. This isn't being heated, so it's quite cold in there. How are you doing, actually? Okay, well, your clothes must be better than hers were. Maybe it was just a hat. I guess I could put a hat on her. Heracus, would you mind doing that? Or actually, I don't know if you can, but Endymion can. Dress her with that, please. And maybe that will keep her warm enough to kick her back over there. Uh-oh, something's happening. Okay. Now we're going to mark that no longer for prisoners, and I'm going to ask that you take her to bed. She will hopefully be warm enough in there now that she has a hat. And then this is, it was Gordian's bed, right? Yeah. Wait, I thought Orion had a bed assigned. Antaeus, this will be Orion's here. And then Avitus, you can just sleep on the ground for now. Can we release you yet? I guess we could have done it from the start, right? But, release. Okay, so now is back on our side. Gonna go play some horseshoes. And other than Gordian, it looks like we are 100% healthy. So... sorry, Gordian, Cyrus, and Aramis, but I was talking about full-fledged Marines. Granted, Cyrus is a full-fledged Marine. He's just choosing to be a member of the Scouts. Technically, Ariston is as well, because he's a sergeant. So both of them would have, you know, the Black Carapace and been full battle brothers, but then chosen to be Scout Sergeants, because they have some affinity for it or whatever. Okay, so let's queue this up then. Let's jump out to the world map. And we're going to do this. How much time do we have? 4.5 days. I pray we get there in time. Let's form up a caravan. Okay. Aramis, we need to get you something other than logs to fight with. So, I think we will. This is potentially a big battle. So we're going to send Thule. We'll send... Oh, God, Orion doesn't have his weapons. Okay, Orion can stay, help defend the base then. Antaeus is going to go. Nicholas is going to go. Avitus is going to go. And... I think Tarkus. So that's 5. Do we need more than 5? Let's see. So our other options. Cyrus is off the table. He's not healthy yet. And even if he is, I kind of want to send him to the other mission. And Dimian could go. I kind of like the idea of if I'm going to send both Nicholas and Thule to keep Endymion, because he's kind of our other officer, and also he's doing like a lot of the wardening work, which is also what they do. So it's nice to have somebody back who can do that. Ariston is going to scout. I kind of want to reserve him for the other mission. Orion is definitely a candidate to go, but he hasn't gotten his weapons yet, so I'd have to go find them and re-equip them and whatever. Gordian is still a little bit hurt, I think. No, he was healthy too. No, he was hurt. But also, I don't love sending my apothecary on these away missions. I'd prefer he stay back at base. That's why it's so critical that Demetrios gets put through the initiate pipeline as quickly as possible, because having 2 apothecaries would be so useful. So I think those 2 are both off the table, and then that just leaves us with Martellus, who is probably more valuable staying back and helping build things than he is just going to be another, because in combat right now he's basically just a tactical marine. I'm hoping to get some stuff for him, like a tarantula turret that he can bring with him, but in the meantime it doesn't make a lot of sense to send him over anybody else that can carry a bolter. So I think that 5 is going to have to do it. Now, what are they going with? They are bringing, please do not take the human meat. Why would you even consider that? Herbal medicine is fine. Yeah, please take herbal medicine. We can actually bring a bit extra just because we are going into a rather large battle. I don't know what this is going to look like. And then the survival meals, I don't think it's strictly necessary for you to take those. I imagine you could get by on just corn. Why does it still say 0 days of food? Okay, so 50 corn gives us unlimited days of food. So let's do 100 just to be safe. Other than that, I don't see anything else that they would need. So let's go ahead and send them. It says it's going to take about 2.5 days. So we estimated right with 2 to 3. All right, so that leaves us with Orion, Gordian, Martellus, Cyrus, Ariston, and Aramis to defend the base. And then at some point, we might send either Cyrus, Ariston, or Aramis, or some combination of those 3. God, now what is your deal, man? Anyways, we're going to send them, or 1 or 2 of them, on that other mission. We have a merc ship. Is that a mercantile ship or a mercenary ship, though? I suppose we should find out what they have. So that's the other reason I'm glad I kept Endymion, because we need somebody to trade. So let's give them a call. Let's see what they have. It's going to be mostly trading people. I'll sell you some Necron Flaying Talons. But do they have no money? Where's your money? Do they have unlimited money? Maybe they can only barter in people. Okay, so Urus, the human male. Not very promising candidate there. Then we have Mailman, who is interestingly not a mailman. He is a great speaker, but not good for a whole lot else. Kind of interesting with the social and the artistic. In another colony, this character could have a lot of utility. In this particular one, I don't know. All right, so we have Rena, who's a Marine, but not a Space Marine. She's pretty good. Not going to do a whole lot for me, but pretty skilled nonetheless. Let's see. Ted has a lot of different passions for different things. But I'm looking for people that can shoot bolters. I'll take a look at these 2, but so far, not a lot of promising candidates. So Joyce, if she was infinitely younger and male, would be a pretty good Marine candidate. Oh, psychically sensitive, too. So that would be a potential librarian candidate, even. But as it stands, I don't have a lot of use for somebody who's 85 and can't become a Space Marine. And then lighter, not very good. All right, well, it's worth checking out what they have. Okay, so they literally have no money. In the meantime, I think we're going to go ahead and work on a few more gene seed surgeries for Demetrios. So we'll do 10 and 11 now. Kind of drop in the lore friendly approach, and we're just going to start doing them in pairs because I don't want this to take forever. Granted, in the lore it takes years, but I don't have years. I don't have days even, so we're going to do what we can. Gordian, I'm going to ask you to... Okay, perfect. You're already doing it. All right, so the floors in the freezer room are done. So now what we need to do is basically power this whole area. I also just had a chandelier built in there. Thank you, Ariston. So let's get these conduits going. We're just going to wrap it around the entire room, like so. And in that gap, I'm going to run an underground one. Okay, so that looks good. Should be everything we need. I'm actually going to run one across here too. You know what? No, I don't need to do that. These wires are invisible, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's that. As far as cooling goes, I have a lot of options. So, of course, I could do the regular in-wall cooler, which is what I did over here, just because I don't think I knew that I had other stuff installed, or maybe I installed it later. But anywho, I have like in-wall cooling stuff that doesn't necessarily need to have like a place to vent. So I can just slap one of these down. They're a little bit more expensive, but I can put it here, and maybe a second one there even. We'll pretend like we have central cooling. Actually, climate control can go either way. That's really expensive though. That's more than double the cost. So yeah, we'll just do 2 coolers. It's a freezer. We know we want it cold, so we don't need the option. And once we have that in, I might move this over there as well. In fact, I could do that now. Where's the best place to put it? I kind of like it tucked over there, but it almost makes more sense near the hoppers. I'm gonna go here. It just fits better over there. And actually, now that I look at this space, I'm kind of glad I did that, because what I'd like to do on this side is, let's look at storage options. I've got pallets. I want something that I can use, and a regular shelf might be fine. But there's other stuff we need to store in the freezer, like human meat, for example, that I don't necessarily want just like thrown on the floor with the food. So actually, like, we could use resource crates or something for the raw food as well, right? So that's something to consider. Now that this is a more permanent solution, I want to have it like somewhat organized. Got clothing racks. Those are pretty cool looking, actually. Medicine cabinet, crates. But where can I put, like, food? Up to 10 of plasteel, jade, gold, uranium. Yeah, I need food, though. Those are for wood. Oh, no, they're just made out of wood. That's for chunks and stuff. Square shelf. Could do that. These might just be kind of generic. Like, can I put anything I want in those? It's not going to let me... Okay, I guess I need wood to do that. Shipping. I don't know. Let's see. Now, maximum number of stacks per cell, 150 total, 25 per cell. But does that mean I can put whatever I want in them? That's not very clear. If you guys use the... I think this is like the simple storage mod. JDS simple storage. If you guys use that, feel free to let me know kind of how it works in the comments. This is actually the first time I've really looked at it. All right, so now we have a functional freezer. So I'm going to have it hold at -10 for the time being. Let's start moving food over. So we'll get a nice big stockpile zone going. And it can basically occupy all of this. Again, eventually I'd like to get them in those storage containers, but for now this is fine. I don't think that'll be a problem. Again, it's a bigger area than this. We'll paste those settings over and then delete it. Son of a bitch. I did the wrong one. Okay. Let's try that again. Copy settings, paste settings, select this one, and delete it. Then over here, let's allow for the construction of those hoppers, and we'll allow for the construction of these dispensers. We'll go ahead and work on deconstructing this one just to get some of those parts back. I can't just move it over there because we're going to use the in-wall ones, so they look like this rather than the one that's completely solid. So apparently, they have to knock these walls out anyways. So I'm not sure what the purpose of building these versus the other one is. It's kind of interesting. I guess we'll see when they finish it. Okay, I don't necessarily love that, but sure. I thought it was going to work like some of the coolers and stuff do, where it just kind of sits on top of the wall, but that's fine. Whatever. It's there. Okay, cool. So this got hot again just because it wasn't closed for a little bit. It should get cool soon, hopefully. It's not cooling. Why isn't it cooling? Another quest. Okay. Yeah, what's the deal with this? I also need to haul these. We'll say urgently. I'm thinking because there's not a wall there, because they did tear the wall down, that it's actually just letting the air pass between. So apparently the in-wall one is, or the overwall one, excuse me, is completely broken. So let's deconstruct these, and of course they were very quick to destroy the other ones, so we have to tear these down and then put the normal ones in. That's kind of unfortunate. Who's going to do that? Arston? Perfect. Actually, while I'm waiting, let's grab the conduits, and I noticed that this needs to be connected. I mean, it's connected through the middle, but we want as much redundancy as possible. Okay. Where was that nutrient paste dispenser? So 1, 2. And that cost us a bunch of steel and components because the recovery is never 100%. But whatever, we'll eat it. Live and learn. And I don't necessarily trust you with construction so much, but I guess it is what it is. This isn't something super critical. Right. And this should start dropping now. And it is. Perfect. So what's the deal over here? Why is this stuff not getting moved? I'm going to grab all of it and say haul urgently, and we'll do the same with the human meat. And then I'm going to actually tell him deliberately to move all the human meat, because that stuff cannot be wasted. And it looks like he can carry enough to just solo it, apparently. And then he's going to go on a little mission outside. Great. Bro, come on. You're killing me here. You got perishables on you. It's not time for shooting practice. Okay, so let's see. I shouldn't have to do this, but the AI is very stupid sometimes. Okay, so our freezer has been moved. And it looks like people are already starting to eat from here, so I'm going to allow 2 of these tables to be built. And we'll start with the chairs around that particular set as well. Oh, a psychic drone. Beautiful. That's what we wanted. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Okay. Don't really care. We don't have a ton of females here. There's only... Well, you guys have a lot of females, but frankly, I wish you were gone. Speaking of which, when are they gone? Oh, shuttle arrives in 0.6 hours. Beautiful. Okay. Someone has psychic vision as well. Accompanying the drone, showing a battle and crying out for help. Others may have noticed, so the site will probably be dangerous. And then we also had another quest about a colossal monument. Let's take a look at those. Dice Lake already happened. Colossal monument. Oh, we just have to build something. We get a violence generator. That sounds like fun. Taps into psychic energy, leaving the bodies of surrounding humanoids, changing it directly into usable energy. The technology is developed by Architects and is beyond even the most Glitter World society. But what does it do? That doesn't tell me anything. So does it just like power up Psycast or something? It's really not super clear. Alternatively, we could get an Archotech Eye, as well as a Tech Pro Sub-Persona Core. Will teach us the technology we're currently researching. That does 0 good for us because it is for research, which we are not doing. Could also argue that this AI is heresy. Now, I like to think of these as like Mechanicus subroutines or something. But there's also a plasma sword and a tough skin gland. If we get the plasma sword, I'll delete it and replace it with something 40k themed, like a power sword, a relic power sword or something. The tough skin gland isn't very Space Marine. Maybe something for a tech priest. Anyways, we have a bit of time, so feel free to weigh in on this one. I mean, all we have to do is build something, so it's not that big a deal. But we're also not going to have to accept it this episode, so feel free to let me know what you think about the different reward choices. And then I honestly don't know what this vision is. Is that this? Abandoned castle. Oh, sounds so badass. What do we do? It doesn't say anything. I don't even know if that's necessarily related to this. I don't want to clear this because I'm worried it will go away. Receive visions accompanying the drone, showing a battle and crying out for help. Others must have noticed, so the site will probably be dangerous. Yeah, it's not super clear what that's referring to, and it's not directing me to where I'm supposed to look. It's also not adding a quest. Dice Lake, that already happened. That's gone. So, crap. I didn't mean to do that. I clicked off screen. I'm not seeing any other quest objectives, so presumably that is what it's referring to. But I don't see anything that necessarily is relating them together, other than that just appeared, so maybe? Anywho, we've got time on that one, so we don't need to worry about it. This is priority 1. It's probably worth getting the scouts moving to deal with this soon as well. It's going to have to be Cyrus and Ariston, probably, because Aramis is still not healed. So, how many days did we have? 3.9. It says 6, but I think they'll be much faster than that. In fact, I know they'll be much faster than that. As far as supplies go, 16 corn should be more than enough, but I'll give you 25 or something. And it says 2 days. Okay, so I'm going to send them now just to be safe. And I suppose we'll go ahead and leave it there for today. I am at about an hour and a half of recording, so we'll see if I can trim this down to a little under an hour. What do we got going on? So Demetrios is into the double digits as far as gene seed components are concerned, so that only leaves, oh, I did it again. I clicked off screen again. That only leaves a handful of things left to install. In fact, 4 before we can make him a scout. So the Black Carapace is only when he becomes a full-fledged Space Marine. The others have to be done before he can become a scout. And actually, I think we were skipping the mucranoid gland, weren't we? No. We were skipping the Betcher's gland, which I didn't even bother making. So technically there would have been another one, but we're foregoing that one. So that just leaves the 5. And then he can join Aramis and Ariston on their missions. And then feel free to weigh in on who you think should be next up. So again, there was Mark, who's going to be a tactical marine, potentially a sergeant with that little bit of social skill. There was Alaros, who's kind of in the same role. There is Now, who has some psychic sensitivity, so he could become a librarian for us, but otherwise his combat skill set is pretty generic. And Bubba, who I'm still debating if we're going to go Tech Marine or if we're going to go Tech Priest. He could go either way. He does have that combat potential, but he'd be equally well suited to just being a Tech Priest with a good ranged weapon. So I'd be curious to see what you guys think about him. So those are our options currently. And, you know, potentially we could pick up some more recruits in the very near future, but for now, it's going to be one of them. We'll start implanting as soon as we're sure that Demetrios has everything he needs. And yeah, hopefully we can start speeding up the process. But anywho, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Rimworld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.